Good Monday morning to you. We're talking money here at the Business of Apparel. It is Money Mondays, and it is that time of year where we need to start talking about open enrollment for your benefits. If you are still working corporate, this is the time where your company has probably reached out to you to say, go in and review all of this, make sure that everything's set up this year is the way you want it next year, or make some changes. This is really the only time of year that you can do it unless there's a big life change. And what does that mean? Like a big life change could mean maybe you had a kid, or maybe you got married and you added like a dependent to your family or someone new to your family. Those are big life changes in which you can reach out to your HR department at your company and say, I had something happen. I'm going to need to change my benefits. But otherwise, if things kind of stay status quo, this is really the only time of the year that you can do it. And so it's really important that you spend this time making sure that your benefits are all set up. Now, if you're an employer, this is a really good time for you to review what you're offering to your employees. Hopefully, actually, you've already done that. That's something that needs to be done before open enrollment happens for your employees. And just real quick, I'm just going to kind of walk you through today, like what my husband and I have done for many, many years every time that this happens during the year. The biggest part of this is what I talk about all the time, right? Like it's a cost benefit analysis. Like what are we looking at in the way of either me keeping my own benefits, him keeping his own benefits, or should we decide to use just one person's benefits together? And there was a time when we first got married where it was actually cheaper for me to be on his benefits than it was for both of us to have our own. And that's changed a lot recently. When I was still at corporate, we were starting to see very, very clearly that like me having my own benefits from my company, him having his own benefits from his company was definitely a huge cost savings. But we wouldn't have known that if we hadn't gone through our numbers, run the different scenarios, and just check to make sure like what makes the most sense every single year. So the best thing that you can do is go into your benefits portal, whatever it is probably being offered to you from the company that you work for. Or if you have your own insurance, this is the time for you to go in and check about your Affordable Healthcare Act. Or, I've got a friend who is using Kaiser. She loves it. And so there are different areas in which you can go in right now and check your benefits. What you want to do if you and your spouse are able to get access to benefits is really do like I just said, like a cost analysis. What does it look like for me to be on his benefits? What does it look like for him to be on my benefits? And then what does it look like to do it separately? And a lot of the time, we ended up going with just whatever was going to save us the most money because both of our benefits were really, really good. But that's another factor that you definitely want to look into. Like, does anybody have a better benefits package than the other one? And so maybe it makes more sense to put both of you over there because the benefits are just going to be better for everybody at the end of the day. So taking a look at all of these different scenarios does take some time. I really recommend that you go in and crunch the numbers and make sure that you are getting benefits for your family in the best way that is going to work for you and your bottom line budget. The company that you work for is going to take some of that money out. You're going to end up paying for it on each of your paychecks throughout the year. And so making sure that it makes the most sense for you is really, really smart this time of year. You've put in the hours, you've mastered the fundamentals, and your brand is no longer a passion project. But somewhere along the way, the hustle that got you here started to feel like a trap. You're building a business, not just making clothes, and you're starting to wonder if you'll ever crack the code to consistent, profitable growth. What if I told you that industry's top brands aren't just working harder, they're working smarter, with a clear blueprint for everything from line planning to streamlining their supply chain? This is the insider knowledge that's typically kept behind closed doors, but now it's accessible to you. Introducing The Board, an annual membership designed to give you that strategic advantage. Led by a team with over 70 years of combined experience, we provide the honest, real talk mentorship you need to move from busy to truly successful. We'll show you how to focus on the small, consistent actions that lead to massive progress, helping you build a legacy without the burnout. It's time to stop second-guessing yourself and start building with purpose. Don't pay attention to the chaos. Pay attention to what actually matters. Join the board and unlock the proven systems that will transform your brand. Go to thebusinessofapparel.com to find the option that's right for you. I can't wait to see you in there. A couple other things that you'll probably notice as you start to look at your benefits if they're offered to you. An FSA account is something where you can put money into this account, and it basically gives you the ability to like go to the pharmacy or CVS, and you can buy band-aids and medicines and all different kinds of stuff. There's a huge list of items that you can actually purchase with your FSA account, and it's a tax benefit to you to actually use one of those accounts. So if you're buying a lot of medicine, if you're buying a lot of, health things for your house, and you can take advantage of a account like that, it can be really smart for you to look into what you can put into an FSA every single year. And the other one is an HSA account. And not every company will offer HSAs, but health savings accounts are a great way to supplement your health needs when it comes to costs. So for example, if you need to go to the doctor and pay a copay, you have like an HSA credit card, and you can use that to make your payments as long as it's a qualified health benefit. It works at the dentist, it works at the eye doctor. And so if you have an HSA, one of the benefits of it is that any money that you have in an HSA savings account that you haven't spent on can actually go toward your retirement fund. And so this is a really good idea if you have the ability to access an HSA account, putting as much money in there as you can. It's actually a triple tax benefit because it's it gets taken out before your paycheck is taxed. So that's one. You actually get to pay, you get to pull it out tax free. So it's not taxed when you use it. And then there's another one too, but it's a triple tax benefit. There's like 3 ways in which you actually avoid taxes if you use an HSA. And if you know it, please put it in the comments below. I love to be corrected. Tell me what it is. And so these are some additional things that you really want to look at. HSA benefits accounts can cost a little bit more, and sometimes they also have higher deductibles. So again, you have to really decide what's best for you. If you know that you're having a baby this year, you and your husband maybe are having a baby, and you know that you're going to have a lot of health expenses, it can be a really, really great. I'm seeing my camera do funny things. Hold on one sec. This is the beauty of being live and just talking to you about money on Mondays. Here, let's see if it'll reset itself. Well, we'll just keep talking. If I'm fuzzy, I'm fuzzy. One of the great things about like knowing that you're going to have surgery or you're going to have a baby or there's something coming up health-wise in your life, you can kind of cost those things out and decide which plan is going to be right for you. Again, HSAs sometimes have higher deductibles, so paying out of pocket a little bit more is sometimes a really bad thing for people. But understanding all of your benefits, asking all the questions. If your company offers a way for you to actually go in and like sit in a learning situation, like I used to be able to go to those when I worked at corporate. And we would always have like a learning session on the benefits and like what was changing this upcoming year and could we ask questions and all of that good stuff. And so that was really important to be able to do. If you're offered that time, you should really take it, even if you don't think you're going to learn anything new. It can be really beneficial. And if a question just pops up into your head, the expert, the benefits person is going to be right there to be able to answer that for you. So short episode for us today here on Money Mondays, but I just wanted you to be aware that this is the time of year when benefits enrollment is open. I really want you to take the time to do what's right for you. Just crunch the numbers, take a couple of hours this weekend, go through it with your spouse, go through it with your parents if you're really young and you need someone to look at it with you. Go through it with a friend. Have someone just help you understand what it is that you're looking at if you don't know. And set yourself up for some good benefits in the upcoming year. This is the time to do it. Have a wonderful week ahead. Have a really great Monday. Thanks so much for being here. I will see you next week.